right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Huckes, and this is your best life defined. So, let me ask you, how's that sexy ass life you're living treating you? You know, all those amazing adventures you're living right now. I mean, because that's what it's about, right? According to social media and all the things we see, you got to be sexy. This sexy life. It ain't about the grind. You know, it's funny. I look at social media, and every time I look at social media, it drives me nuts. Because according to social media, we all live these friggin' amazing lives. And, but the reality is that the things you see, that's the sexy part of it. I mean, even this. So, no matter what you think of the podcast or the videos I'm throwing down on, you have to think about what goes on behind the scenes. I mean, for whatever it's worth and whatever you value this, the truth is that I'm up at about 4:45 every morning, and I grind through it. I mean, I have to get a video and an audio done from the podcast and the YouTube channel. I have to create the graphics because I don't have a team of people that are backing this. This is all me. And I mean, I would imagine that someday this is going to pop off. People are going to finally pick up on the idea that your life should be built around the things you love. And it's okay to have the house and the cars, but why would you allow anything you own to get in the way of the things you love to do? That's the whole message. If I were to give you a single podcast, that would be it. But you don't see the unsexy part of my life. I mean, whether it's doing podcasts or it's living in an RV, the unsexy part of my life of getting up and every once a week I have to empty a black tank and rinse the black tank, and there's always something that needs to be maintained and something that needs to be serviced. That's the unsexy side of things. See, for most of my life, I used to think that people who are amazing were just, I mean, successful people, immensely successful people. And I mentioned Oprah Winfrey and Will Smith and Tony Robbins and Dave Ramsey and Brenda Baker, or Brene Brown. I'm sorry, Brene Brown. I mean, what you see is the sexy side. I mean, you don't see Brene Brown grinding it out at 2 in the morning trying to get the damn book done because she's got a deadline. You don't see Tony Robbins in the background trying to figure out what he's going to talk about and trying to figure out why the last seminar he gave or he threw didn't actually go the way it was, or why his book didn't sell the way he thought it would. You see the end result. You see these amazing masters of their discipline living these amazing lives. And I think it kind of distracts us in a way. It kind of makes it almost unacceptable for us to grind, to even accept the idea that in order for us to live our best life, we have to grind. We have to wake up every day and do the unsexy shit so we can have the sexy end, right? I mean, I haven't seen my kids and my grandkids, my daughter and son-in-law and my grandkids in 6 months. And the sexy part of my life is that when I show up there, I'm going to be in good shape. I'm going to be strong. And my grandson, even though he's way stronger than me now, is going to be impressed with the fact that his nearly 59-year-old grandpa is actually able to do a set of 7, 10 pull-ups in a row, strict pull-ups. That's the sexy part. But what they don't see is the fact that when I get done with this podcast, I'm going to go out and I'm going to ride my bike for 7 miles like a bat out of hell. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do, I think today I'm going to try and do a modified Murph, which is a CrossFit workout to honor one of our veterans who died. And it's 100 push-ups, it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats with a mile run on each end. Well, I'll do the 7-mile ride because I don't run anymore. But the point is it's this unsexy side of that gives me the opportunity to walk up when I finally do see my kids and they say, "Dad, you look really good." And I see friends I haven't seen in a year and they say, "Wow, you looking good, bud." That's a sexy side of it. Accept it. It's okay. It's okay. I think the unsexy side of all those vacation pictures, and I think part of those vacation pictures should be a full disclosure on social media about how much it actually cost you. Maybe a view of your credit card statement or the amount of money before you went on vacation in your bank account and the amount of money you have afterward. That's the unsexy side of it. Or even better than that, maybe the unsexy side of your life could be a picture of you rolling out of bed, your hair all sticking up, and it's 5:30 and you're running a little bit late and you drank too much beer the night before and you have to jump in the car and fight traffic to roll into work so you can earn some more money doing shit you don't really like doing so you can continue your sexy ass life. I don't know. See, and I guess the sad part about it is, or the troubling part for me, is that these ideas about how success is gained and what success is, and the glamour of it. You know, I remember my son and I were having a conversation about college and the college experience. Now, Eric didn't go straight to college. He was kind of a rebel in a way. He really didn't have any direction. So for the early years, from the time he was about 18 till I think he was probably 24, he was running my construction company. And he tells me, he says, you know, Dad, he goes, I'd hang out with friends. We'd be hanging out after we graduated, and the few months after we graduated, before everybody went off to college. And, you know, it was amazing how thrilled the girls would get when somebody would say, oh, yeah, I'm going to UNC. I'm going to be an architect. You know, and how do you compete with that? Eric says, well, you know, I'm running my dad's construction company. I'm a construction worker. Not very sexy. Not sexy at all. But my son's living an amazing life. He's the facility manager for a public entity, and he does really well for himself, and he has an amazing family. And what's really important is he has access to the things he loves. You know, and that's the sexy side of it. I mean, even in my life, I'm not here by accident. I'm here by living a whole lot of unsexy stuff. I mean, there was nothing sexy about me putting my 6-month-old son in the back of my Volkswagen and shoveling snow to make money so we'd have gas money because the unemployment check stopped for whatever reason. That's not the sexy side of it. You know, and it's not sexy. It wasn't sexy for us to have to sit and have these long conversations about why we have to get rid of certain things if we plan on pursuing our dream and to live a mobile lifestyle. I mean, it wasn't sexy talking to my wife and watching her cry over things that she was connected to because we'd made a choice that didn't allow for that. Not sexy at all. The sexy part of it is the pictures of us up in Bar Harbor, Maine, or I mean, even in this coming winter, the sexy part's going to be a photo of my wife out on her kayak in the Florida Keys or swimming with manatee. That's the sexy side. It isn't the grind of jumping from RV park to RV park on our 7-day trip to Florida, or fighting the traffic, or dealing with people who are inconsiderate or don't realize that my fifth wheel doesn't stop on a dime. You don't stop this RV on a dime, but they still think it's okay to cut us off. That's not the sexy part of it. And it's okay. Because in the end, you got to bear down. You got to be able to do the unsexy stuff if you want to have the sexy stuff. The sexy stuff isn't strapping a 55-pound pack on your back and walking through streams and rocky trails to get to your mountain lake so you can sit up there and drink coffee and have breakfast in the morning with the sound of birds and nothing else around you. I mean, the photos are great. That's the sexy part. But the sexy isn't climbing that mountain. That's the struggle. That is the hard part of life that no one's talking about. You know, all those people on social media who look like their lives are so amazing, they want to show you the best side of themselves. Maybe we should start showing the true side of ourselves. Maybe we should start showing the unsexy side of ourselves. I mean, think about the message our children have. If I can look at people's lives on a screen, and it's the best of their lives, what is that doing for the reality of our children when they're growing up? What does it do for their perspective with regard to what they can expect in their lives? I mean, I've talked to kids or young men when I was in prison, when I worked in the prison, that were in they were early, mid-20s. And they're like, oh, you know, this is what I'm going to do. But when I'd ask them how they were going to do it, well, I'm just going to do it. And it was all encompassed in this idea about, you know, the sexy ending to the amazing life, the sexy goal that's associated with the things we want to do. I mean, they didn't talk about the lack of skills, the lack of knowledge, the lack of basic understanding of what it takes, the struggle, like when we had our construction company and I struggled to learn certain things I didn't know about, wondering if I'm going to pay the bills, the unsexy side of an economy that goes to shit, and you're sitting there with $160,000 worth of debt trying to figure out how to get this thing resolved and how to come out in the best position possible. That's the unsexy side of success, you know? But that's the reality. And it's okay. Thing is, it's okay to not be sexy, to not live that sexy life. I mean, you think about it. How many kids will go off to college after this COVID graduation with the idea of having this amazing experience and these amazing lives, and even before they've actually had their first job, they've incurred $100,000 in debt or $50,000 in debt? Kids who've never actually had a real job, a real career. That is not exactly the way we want to launch it. But guess what? College is a sexy one. College is that sexy thing that smart people do, that the upper crust do, people with intelligence do. Well, I don't know. Because if a kid gets out of school and graduates this year and they go to school to be a lineman, in 2 years they can make $100,000 plus a year. Not a sexy job. Not you don't sit in a group of your peers and say, yeah, I'm a lineman, and the girls go, ooh, make that dolphin noise. No, it's not one of those sexy jobs. But that money coming in, now that shit's sexy. And working all those hours during a hurricane or some sort of storm or a snowstorm, and dragging your butt in after a 16-hour day and just getting sleep and keep going. That's the unsexy side of it. But the sexy side is to live debt-free. The sexy side is to be 22 years old, have $100,000 in the bank, and owe nobody nothing. Not owe a penny to anyone. That's the sexy side of it. So, I don't know. I think for the most part, we kind of have this idea that we want to make sure the world sees us for who we believe we should be. And the truth is, I mean, even with COVID-19, even as we sit right now, there are people who are not living their sexy lives. And even though we look at your social media page and your page looks like everything's going great, you're not living your most sexy relationship. You're grinding it out. You're struggling. And I think by admitting that, by saying, you know what, I'm okay with the world knowing my life is sucking right now. Because the truth is, my life is sucking right now. I talk about the struggle of doing this. This is tough. It's tough being me. It's tough not wanting to worry about what people think, or not allowing the number of likes and the people and the people who watch my YouTube channel. It just sits there stagnant. That's cool. You know why? Because this is the struggle. And I'm going to keep giving it to you. I'm going to keep sharing these ideas. Not because I want anything from you, but because I'm trying to give you something. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to live that best life. To wake up one day and know that because you stepped back from the ideas you've been given just long enough to capture a little bit of what you love based on who you are, that now you're sitting there and you wake up every day excited. Does it mean you don't have to work? No, you work. That's the unsexy side of success. Success doesn't come without hard work. But it's what you're working for that matters. I mean, think about it. Work your job. Hate your job. Doesn't matter. Work your job. Your day gets a lot better if at the end of each day you have some amazing stuff you get to do. You get to go bass fishing until dark. Or you have a date with your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other to go hike the mountain and watch the sunset. You know? That's the sexy side of it. And it's okay. But I don't know. I never used to understand it. My son and his wife had backed away from Facebook and all that because he said it just drove him nuts. He said, you look at the lives of everybody else and it makes you feel like crap. You look at your own life and you think, crap, how come? Why not me? And even I talked to Sandy about it, and I think I've done some of that. I mean, when I talk about my amazing life, people, yeah, your life isn't that amazing. I remember one of my good friends said, your life isn't amazing. We happened to come back through Colorado on our way to Florida, and I guess the assumption was, or the image, or the story I had given was that we were going straight to Florida. So when he's seen us, he goes, well, it don't look like you're living much of your adventure, amazing adventure. You're back in Canyon City, Colorado. And little did you know, we were just passing through. We stopped by to take care of some stuff, but it's almost as if people want you not to succeed. Well, I'm not sharing any of this with you because I want you to think I'm sexy or I'm amazing. I'm sharing this with you simply because you can do it. It doesn't look like this. You don't have to sell your house. But you can gear your choices, the things that you buy and the debt you incur based on the life you want to live. It doesn't make any sense for you to buy carpentry tools if you're not a carpenter, right? Well, if you love fishing or you love doing whatever you do, then the idea would be build your life around it, no matter whether you have to work or not. Maybe you have a great job that sucks. I had a great job that sucked. I worked in a federal prison for 23 years. It was cool. But it sucked. But that's the unsexy side of it. But the life it gave me these options. It gave me these choices. Take that crap sandwich, whatever it is you have to face every day, go ahead and get it done. The sexy side is what it gives you access to, what it allows you to do. That's where it all gets to, isn't it? Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of what you're doing. Doesn't matter what anyone else believes you should be doing. Because it's about you, right? It's always about you. Be your best self. Live your best life, and the rest of it will just happen. And that's the truth. The reason that we see people walking around with frowns on their face and we see people sitting in traffic all pissed off and angry is because their life sucks. I mean, how else do you explain it? If you don't have anything to smile about, you don't smile, right? Yeah. Change what you're going for. There's going to be an unsexy side to your life. Just pick the goal. The goal is what matters. If you're going to do unsexy shit, do it for something that actually matters. I mean, if you love to fish or your dream is to live on the water, then I guess you got to do that unsexy crap that takes you there. Just like this. Get up at 4:45 this morning, tired, thinking about what I have to do, trying to get this the way it needs to be because I don't want to disappoint you. That's unsexy. That's not sexy. You see the end result. You see the work. You don't see the work that goes into it. And it's cool. I don't mind. And even if I do mind, it doesn't matter because I'm going to keep coming at you and coming at you and coming at you. And eventually, I am confident that at some point you're going to say, oh, I get it. Oh, that's what he means. I don't. And in the meantime, I'll just keep rolling with it. So, anyway, I could keep going on this one. I'm really excited. I've been working on it, trying to make it as good as I can for you. I don't want to waste your time. I really appreciate your support. I would appreciate you hitting the like button. I would appreciate if you don't do anything else, can you please throw me a hi or a like or just to know you're there. I mean, it makes a difference for me. It motivates me to keep going. It motivates me to work harder to give you what you need. If you have ideas about things you'd like me to talk about, because I guarantee I'm challenging you. I guarantee you will not stump me. I don't think there's an issue you face in your life that I can't give you an answer for. And a solid answer, not no bullshit just because I'm talking out of both sides of my neck answer, but I can give you a legitimate answer for anything you face right now. So do yourself a favor. If you got something on your mind, let me know. We'll see how it goes. I bet I can go ahead and give you the answer. And if you follow my advice, you're going to get exactly where you want to be. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I've got a big day ahead of me. I've got a hard workout in front of me, which is fine. It's all about the work. It's all about the unsexy side of the life we live so that we can achieve those goals, those sexy goals, like going to Florida and spending 5 months in the Keys. Now that shit's sexy. But the ride getting down there and everything we've had to do to get to this point in our life, not so much. So, anyway, I hope you've picked up on this. I don't mean to chew your butt or to come across really harsh. I'm trying to be nice here. But the truth is, some of this shit just isn't fun. And sometimes you just got to say it. So, take a look at your life and ask yourself some questions about where you're going and what you truly love, and then start making a plan. Start making a plan towards getting there, and once you've got that plan in place, And even before then, start taking action. If it's a money thing, stop spending, stop buying coffee. If it's a relationship thing, stop yelling, start talking. If it's a goal thing, pick it and then do it. Do what it takes, one step at a time. And before you know it, you're going to be living your dream. You're going to be able to have that sexy side of your goal where you're standing on the top of your personal mountain going, yeah, I did it. So anyway, as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.